Hello, I'm your host, Jason Miles, here for another episode of Beyond the Red Zone, our very own show that is dedicated to in-depth coverage of sports. At least that's what we tell ourselves every time we do this show. For our returning listeners, subscribers, especially our patrons, so glad to have you here. You are the driving force behind the TIR machine. We couldn't do this without you. For those new to the channel, welcome. If you do enjoy this type of programming, please hit like and subscribe. It is a very passive gesture that goes a long way in promoting the channel. For fans of the main show, we will be back tomorrow night at the same time, 6 p.m. Pacific. We'll be speaking with filmmaker Anthony Asuega about his debut feature that tells the story of the contradictions of hood life for a community that is often forgotten, Pacific Islanders. After the main show, we'll be screening Anthony's movie Christians and Cannibals for patrons and paid YouTube subscribers. Now, if you appreciate all these diverse shows that we provide here on TIR and you want to join us for these movie nights and, like we did last night for a couple hours, champagne rooms, then you should become a paid YouTube subscriber or a patron. You'll get access to the champagne room and movie nights, and you'll get the satisfaction of knowing that your small pledge is a large part of making sure this insanity can continue. Now, on to what you guys came here for. Are Darnold and the Seahawks for real? The NFL offseason is always a whirlwind, but this year's coaching carousel spun faster and louder than most. In the aftermath of the 2025 season, several franchises made sweeping changes at the top, with head coaches from Jonathan Gannon in Arizona and Pete Carroll in Las Vegas, Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland, and Raheem Morris in Atlanta being shown the door as teams look to reset and rebuild. Even long-tenured coaches weren't immune to the league's annual ritual of Black Monday, underscoring just how unforgiving the NFL can be when expectations aren't met. What teams do you feel, out of the coaching list 6, I guess now 7, are a coach away from being contenders? Which ones are such turmoil that a new coach won't help? I mean, in Arizona, it seems like every few years they go looking for a new guy and burn through first-round picks in the process. Cleveland might be the most promising spot for a potential head coach. The team has top-tier defense and the official all-time single-season sack record holder and a bona fide first-round talent at quarterback that the team is paying fifth-round money for. The Browns could potentially be a dark horse contender to win the AFC North next year. But amid all that upheaval, where uncertainty has become something of a league-wide theme, one team remained remarkably stable and even ascended: the Seattle Seahawks. While analysts and fans alike peg Seattle's season as a potential bridge year, especially after they added the oft-maligned Sam Darnold to lead the offense, with an eye toward possibly evaluating rookie Jalen Milroe by mid-season, what actually unfolded was something far more compelling. Darnold, whose uneven stints with the Jets and the Panthers once typified the wrong fit narrative, has instead delivered a late career renaissance, guiding the Seahawks to the number 1 seed in the NFC and staking a legitimate claim as the best team in football heading into the playoffs. Seattle's success hasn't been a fluke in a league increasingly dominated by metrics and numbers, where pundits and gamblers assign value based on statistical models rather than football instincts. Darnold has shown a knack for making plays when it counts, proving that leadership, resilience, and situational poise still matter in the game today. Backed by a ferocious defense, a top-tier running game, a game-changing wide receiver, and a coaching staff that constantly puts its players in positions to win, the Seahawks aren't just a favorite on paper. They're a team built to be feared. If you're someone who believes Vegas somehow possesses mystical foresight into the future, then by all means, place that smart money on Seattle to go all the way. But even without the odds, it's hard to argue with the substance behind their climb to the top. To have this discussion with me about Seattle possibly being the best team in football and Sam Darnold being damn good quarterback. And why he says John Harbaugh will not go to the Browns. Please welcome my co-host in these endeavors, one of the biggest Patriot fans from the state of Ohio you'll ever meet, Mac.
What's up, everybody? Remember Wu-Tang? All the time, Wu-Tang. Before we jump into sports, we are going to get the reading group up. I am just digging out of a depression hole right now. So we're probably not going to get it done this week. We'll get it knocked out next week. It's been rough. It's just that time of year where, like I was telling Jason, depression lifts me up like I'm Mick Foley and choke slams me through the very top of the cage onto the tacks on the mat. But hey, it's just one of those things. But yeah, I'm just going to jump into this whole Seahawks thing. Ken, he's not going there either. Mike McDonald, Mike McDaniel, Mike McDonald. I wish those two did not have such close names. That guy's rebuilding the Legion of Boom right there in Seattle. This is like the second coming of like Sherman and Bobby Wagner and those phenomenal defenses they had when Pete Carroll got his start there. I think that has more to do with Seattle kind of rearming after those last few years of Pete Carroll, but we can't take away the real MVP of the Seahawks season is Jason Miles. He knows that, someone in chat pointed out that Darnold has looked quite pedestrian in a few games. And then Jason just goes and throws that dick down on Mrs. Darnold. And then, Sam shows up ready to go. But yeah, I mean, he has looked good. He showed an almost instant rapport with Jackson Smith and Jigba. And on top of that, Seattle's got two very good running backs in Charbonnet and Walker. So when you have good offensive line play, which Seattle does, it's not great, but it's good, right? Like it allows them to run their offense. And honestly, in the NFL right now, that's where you want to be at. Like the days where you had like O-lines, that were just completely dominant, like say some of those Washington teams in the 80s, right?
The Hogs.
Like those days are over. And Jason and I have already covered like the real difficulties professional teams are having in developing offensive linemen because of the changes, the drastic differences between the college and the pro game in the trenches.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
But that gives him a lot. It allows Sam Darnold to not have to do everything himself, right? Like Darnold with low expectations is gonna exceed those to a point, right? But if you're going out there kind of like Minnesota did last year in the last few weeks of the season and going into that playoff game where they're like, all right, Sam, it's all on you, bud. And he's just like, fuck.
I hated the play calling in that game too. I felt like there was a lot of pressure coming. They had a lot of routes that took forever to develop. I don't see that same problem in Seattle.
No, I mean Seattle. I give McDonald a lot of credit for he schemed for how his team's currently built. Right? He's like, I got a system, but right, if you've got two running backs that you could rotate in and out, they're going to chew up yardage. Perfect. You don't need Sam to be throwing bombs, right? Sam just needs to complete 5 and 6 yard out routes. Hit the tight end when he needs to. He can take that occasional shot down the field. And that stout running game is what had, Jackson Smith and Jigba for almost half the season, on the path to have over 2,000 yards receiving. But, it kind of died down as the season went on because we know what happens. Injuries pile up. All those hits you took start to pile up. It's kind of crazy, but I mean, this team is built to win, with that kind of defense, that kind of run game, and a Sam Darnold who one is getting his wife fucked by our illustrious founder and host here, and allowing Sam Darnold to just go out there and he can be a game manager if you need to. He's got the arm strength to make big plays if he has to. But as long as the game's not completely on him to win, that's when you're going to get the best Sam Darnold. And McDonald has.
I would push back on that and say he won a game when it was on him to win against the best team in the league. You can say one of those 2-point conversions was a fluke, but I don't care what anyone says. Whatever metric you have for quarterbacking greatness, and I will be writing something this week about the John Elway documentary and why we have to get rid of the term game manager, which is a total media term. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, that's what you want every quarterback.
Everybody, you want everyone to manage the game,
right? That's what I want.
Tom Brady not a game manager?
Yeah, exactly. Like I want my quarterback. This is what I think game management is. I want him to be able to go out, do a pre-snap read, and manage the offense to pick up yards each and every time. That's what I want, right? That's what I want. Well, Eric, if we're being totally honest, there were a lot of holes on that Minnesota offense. You can come after me. Yes, Justin Jefferson was there, so that could be like his JSN in Seattle equivalent. I'm gonna tell you right now, Seattle's offensive line is much better, and their running game is much better.
Would you say the play calling though in Seattle has been better?
I mean, yeah, honestly, because it plays to Sam Darnold's strengths. Kevin O'Connell I think he's a good head coach, right? He's managed, to win more games than he's lost. He's got him in the playoffs a couple of times. And we see fan bases that are like, yeah, that's great. And then after a certain time, the Mike Tomlin effect sets in. Like, yeah, it's great. We were above 500 again, but we got bounced in the first round of the playoffs. Like that kind of wears. I mean, look at John Harbaugh. The man's unemployed because of that.
That's so crazy though,
right?
Because I'm like, well, who are you going to? Yeah, sorry, I'll let you finish.
You're good. But like Seattle is going to be a tough out. Like I think everybody we can agree on that, right? Like with the way the way their defense plays, and say Sam's not having a good game, what can Seattle then do? Control the game clock by running the ball a lot, because you essentially have two RB1s that are totally cool with splitting carries, that are totally cool. I think they're both averaging just under 5 yards a crack, and they both have the I can't afford the gold, Kimbo could. All right. But they both have the speed to break away and rip off big runs too, right? So when you can get that working, what does that allow Sam Darnold to do? Live off play action, hit his wideouts when he needs to, so like if McDonald continues to call great defensive games and his coordinators calling great offensive games, then this is a team that is set up to win like right now. Right. But this is also, we're starting playoff time, right? And we all know the NFL regular season's a grind and a half. And then how good is Seattle's depth, right? How deep of a team is this?
How deep is the team?
Yeah, and that's something Seattle really hasn't had to deal with as of yet, right? They have been pretty healthy, and a lot of that is coming down to good coaching and rotating guys out to make sure they're not accumulating, the hits, the yards, all that on them, so that we can get deeper into the playoff. So like it's what happens if one of their big guns go down? Do they have the depth to cover that, to fill that gap, right? We don't know that about Seattle yet. So I don't know. I think it's a great team. I think it's a very well-constructed team, considering we're coming out of those years with Pete Carroll where, he was kind of living off what he did when he first got there. But like that team wasn't very, it wasn't very well coached. And, the talent level maybe wasn't there. The fact of the matter is that Seattle's done very well drafting in the last few years to get those next guys to fill those starting spots, because yes, the NFL salary cap keeps coming up. Whoa, Nuri, I didn't even know you were in there, man. I'm sorry, brother. I hope everything's all right, dude. Hit us up as soon as you're feeling better. As the NFL salary caps go up, what keeps going up as well? Player salaries, right? Especially as we're seeing, NFL teams are paying money hand over fist now for offensive linemen. So everybody's like, well, fucking left tackles get paid all this money. Now it's like, hey man, you're a guard. Cool. We're going to give you 20 mil a year. What do you think? That's just how the game is now. And so you've got to be able to draft very, very smart and hit on picks a little later in the draft, because what do you have? 4-year team control, cheap contract, right? And if one of your stars that you develop goes, what do? You fill that gap, you fill that empty position with this kid that you drafted and developed as well. So, you've got to be able to know when to cut sling on some of your big names and let them walk. Which I think coming into next season, as we get into like the official NFL offseason and free agency starts, you're probably going to see quite a few names move, because there are a lot of teams in salary cap hell right now that are going to be fighting tooth and nail to get out of it. So it's just, Seattle is going to be rough. All joking aside about, Darnold being, the grand ogre of the KKK and Jason fucking his wife so he can play better. Darnold has kind of had a career revival. And we all know that Jason has a total man boner for Pac-12 quarterbacks. But he's wasting one of his loads right now as we're talking about Sam
dominating in
Darnold.
the playoffs,
All right?
Mac.
But Darnold has, the playoff gaffes in the late season kind of struggles last year in Minnesota aside, he's had his come up, so to speak, right? Like we're seeing what, with proper coaching, he probably could have done in the first part of his career, instead of him being drafted by, honestly, one of the worst run franchises in the NFL in the Jets.
History.
Yeah. And then going to a Panthers team that
was in flux, kind of.
Yeah. And
coaches and
it's not good, especially as a young quarterback. You need that stability. You need that coaching. You need all that stuff. And he wasn't getting it. Like, let's face it. It's just.
But would you agree, though? I don't know if you feel the same way about this. It feels like to me that when you look at the quarterback position, it's so about statistics and what pundits say. And when Sam Darnold got moved to Carolina, I think his record there was like 4-2. And
yeah,
looked at him as like a space saver until they drafted a quarterback. And I don't know what people like when people say, well, he didn't do well in the playoffs last year, ergo he doesn't do well in pressure situations. That's just something you're making up in your mind, not really based off of true analysis. It's just based off of a game.
Yeah. I mean, and let's face it, like there were a lot of expectations of him coming out of USC. And he didn't hit on it, but people again forget that he gets drafted with all these expectations that he's going to be this franchise-saving quarterback, but he's going to play for the Jets.
Who had no one on that team.
Yeah, and I would argue the Jets haven't had a serviceable quarterback since maybe
Ken O'Brien,
Jeff Blake, maybe Vinny T in those
Vinny,
years.
Yeah, Vinny. Chad, what was his name?
Chad Pennington for a little bit.
For a bit.
But like
Vinny led him to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been 20 years since, maybe a little more since the Jets have had a quarterback that could actually go out there and play football, and it again, that comes down to he's, who is on that offensive side of the ball with him. How well has he been coached? It's, people forget that before college football, have the helmet mics in it, so quarterbacks can communicate directly with their OC or head coach. That's what the dickheads holding the big signs were. They were literally making the calls at the line, the reads for the quarterbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that a lot of college quarterbacks do well, So, for him, even at USC, that was the norm. His read was being made for him.
And everybody he threw to was a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, which makes it pretty easy to be a good quarterback. And I'm not saying Sam wasn't, because you still have to make the throws. You still have to hit these guys in stride. You still have to do all those things, right? It's just, I feel horrible for any kid. And again, I am in my mid 40s now. Anybody that is younger than 35 is a fucking kid to me.
Thank you.
And these are kids. They're 22-year-old kids that are like, I'm a pro now. And it's like, yeah, dude, but you're playing for the Jets. You might be dead in a year. Who knows? They haven't had an offensive line block for anybody, in my entire lifetime. It's just, but I'm glad to see it happen for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think everybody knows me well enough. I don't want any of these players to fail because of the work they've put in for almost their entire life to get to this point. I don't want anybody to fail. We all know not everybody is making it, right? That's why we see people in the American Football League in Europe. That's why we see people in the UFL. That's why we see Americans going to Canada. And it's looking like, unfortunately, the CFL is going to be completely changing their game to accommodate more American players.
Are they shortening the field or just changing a few of the rules?
Oh, they might be shortening the field and adding a fourth down, dude.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of talk of it because they want to get
a minor league.
Well, no, it's because they want to. They're talking about expanding back in the United States again, which I think it's a mistake. It didn't do well in the mid '90s. One, because there wasn't a lot of marketing, and what they wanted was the expansion fees to keep the league propped up. The league's on much more stable footing now. And for me, it's a Canadian game. There's a reason it's the Canadian Football League, right? There's reasons that the field's longer. You have one fewer down. The positions are different. It wouldn't be the CFL if the Rouge wasn't there, right? And they're talking about eliminating that. I don't think they should change it to mirror the American game. But what do I know, dude? I'm just some dickhead that talks about sports on the internet. So here, I'm all for it. The CFL should put a team in Greenland.
Put a team in Greenland. I'll say this, and we can close out and move on Darnold. I think that the Seahawks are the definitive number one team. There's a very good chance they can lose in the first round, but if Sam Darnold is not the reason they succeed, because is the reason why you feel they don't succeed if they lose in the first round, then you have to say the same thing about the guy that everybody loves so much that I've never been sold on, which is Matt Stafford.
Yeah. I think he's going to be the MVP this year. He's had a phenomenal season. The Rams have kind of reloaded. I think him and Puka and then Devontae has fit in seamlessly in that offense.
Matt Stafford gets to work with some of the greatest receivers at the best parts of their Cooper Kupp. Nakua, Megatron. That guy's never had a team where he had trash receivers.
Yeah. And I think McVay's done a really good job of tooling the offense so he takes less of a beating. Because I felt, especially when we were starting the season, everybody's like, well, Stafford had a back procedure and he's doing cryotherapy and hyperbaric therapy. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, we're gonna have to wrap him in bubble wrap to get him on the field so he can get through the season. You know, and hey, Charles, you're right. They do have a high powered offense, and that could take them. That could take them far. But I think the team that's really set up right now, like I was saying, because they do a good job of rotating players out, because they have a balance on offense, the Seahawks are really set up to win this year. I think the NFC is much better than the AFC this season, right? And, you know, when you look at the playoff teams for the NFC, the NFC West really has, I think, the toughest block of teams, you know, going into the playoffs, right? The Eagles can't fucking score to save their life right now, and they're not really playing the greatest defense. You know, you have the Bears, who are an unknown quantity because they haven't made the playoffs in fucking how long.
That Bears team is frighteningly good too, with another kind of one of these young quarterbacks like Bo Nix, and Drake May, where with Caleb Williams, he makes the amazing look so easy. Sometimes he misses some of the more easy throws. But everything I liked about Caleb Williams in college, he's getting to do in the pros, and the Bears are in the playoffs in year 2.
Yeah, and I think they've got a great two-headed running back, you know, monster there to kind of alleviate the pressure on them. Their defense is playing very well. Mm-hmm. But again, this is a young team going into the playoffs for the first time in a lot of years.
When was the last time they were in the playoffs?
Fuck, dude.
I'm trying to remember who the Bears quarterback was before dude from Ohio. I can't even think of his name right now.
Last
2015?
Bears made the playoffs.
I want to say 10 years. Was that? Am I right?
Okay. Clinching. Okay, that was this year. 2020. They made it as a wild card and lost to the Saints. And then before that, it was 2018, lost to the Eagles. 2010.
That was Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
Both times?
2020, I don't believe was
Terrell Pryor. Terrell Pryor. No, what's his name? The other black. I'm so racist. All those black quarterbacks from Ohio State are the same. Justin Fields. Fuck.
Yeah. No, I don't think Justin got him to the play. Let's see here. I'm going to get you. All right. This is over the last 20 years. Good Lord. This is a murderer's row, my friend. Are you ready to hear? You ready to hear all these names?
Of who took the Bears to the playoffs?
Okay.
Of who? I can tell you. Rex Grossman.
No, just their quarterbacks over the last 20. Who followed Grossman?
Kyle Orton. Jay Cutler.
Brian Greasy, then Orton.
Oh, wow.
Then Cutler.
Brian Greasy. Okay, Cutler.
Yeah.
Now we're drawing a blank. Who's after Jay Cutler?
Caleb Haney for 10 games.
Damn.
Todd Collins for Todd.
I never would have got this.
Todd Collins for 2.
Never would have got that.
Josh McCown for 11.
Never would have got that.
Jason Campbell for 6.
Totally
Jimmy
would not
Clausen.
have Jimmy Clausen did
for
go to
6.
the Bears. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Brian Hoyer for 6. Your very own Matt Barkley for 7.
Matt Barkley!
Yep. David Fales had 1 game, so his last name adds up.
Did he go to San
Mike
Luis State?
Glennon. I think so.
Mike Glennon.
Mike Glennon, the big free agent signing who did not pan out.
Nope.
Then you had Mitchell. You had Mitchell Trubisky for 51 games. Chase Daniel for 8. Nick Foles for 10.
Did remember that vaguely.
Tyler Bray for 1.
Didn't know that.
Andy Dalton for 8. Justin Fields for 40. Trevor Siemian for 2, Nathan Peterman for 5, Tim Boyle for 1, Tyson Badgett for 12, and Caleb Williams has made 34 starts for the Bears.
What is it? I want to know what it feels like to be a Chicago fan and know how racist you are and look out there and have another black man take all of your racism away for a season. All those racists that love Michael Jordan, it just like, oh, there's nothing like sports.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, it's just like when Boston starts winning World
when
Series.
They start having black people?
Oh, no, when they start winning World Series, because, like, you got to think before that, they weren't that great for a long time. And I could just hear everybody, like, on Yawkey Way, like, them black folks, man, I swear to God, that's why this team sucks. And then they win the World Series, and they're like, you know, fucking David Ortiz, baby. I'd let him fucking marry my daughter, you know?
It's so true. Like, you know how just uncompromisingly racist those fucking Bulls fans were in the 80s and 90s. And then Michael Jordan's tongue out, Nikes, and they all go, hey, I got the Jordans. Look at that. Right here. He can do anything, that guy.
Hey, Bill, were you gonna say the N-word? I was, but then I stopped. Okay, just so I get some credit there.
Don't you dare talk about that in Michael's house. He brought pride to this city. Now go back to the nigga side of town. You're lowering the value of my property.
Hey, Bill, you know he doesn't live on the south side. What?
Like, serious, you to have them have to look out and see another, and not just a black guy, but one that's like these new kind of black guys that paints his nails and hugs his mom and doesn't say or do anything embarrassing.
No, like, just like, yeah, I hang out with my family. That's what you do when you're not playing football. Yeah, man, it's pretty nice.
Like, you just know all these racists, they have to just stop being racist whenever it's about Caleb Williams and the Bears.
Hey, did you guys know Caleb's parents are still married? What?
Is his mother some kind of white lady? No, she's a black. The fuck, man. That guy, he's like a magical one of those people. I saw him fucking fly through that pass.
Yeah.
He flew.
You know, but I mean, the Bears, Ben Johnson has shown this dude should have been a head coach years ago. I think he was smart in waiting for what was going to be good for him. And then you've got a good young quarterback. You've got DJ Moore. You got a two-headed running back approach. They still need some work in the offensive line. If they lose to the Pack Saturday, Racing is back on the menu. I promise you. Red, you are not kidding. You are not kidding.
Would you like to see the menu, sir?
Yeah. Wait, are the Bears up? They're not. Mm-mm. Where's the one with the N-word on it? You take this one back and give me the other one.
And hand me that one with the gay ones too. I'm gonna need some gay slurs for this ECDC old Negro over there.
You know what's sad, dude? It's like, you know, we sit here and joke, but since, you know, the United States has begun this just full-on embrace of nonsense fascism, like, you are seeing like some of these chronically, terminally online people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my buddy sent me a screenshot of a guy calling for segregated sports because apparently white folks are getting pushed out of our favorite teams. And that's All I'm saying is, if that was the case, Cooper DeJean would not be in the NFL right now. That's all I'm saying.
If you want to know where meritocracy exists, where you never hear these conversations about white people getting pushed out, like legitimately, turn on any professional sporting match. I don't care what event, I don't care what game it is. There you go. If you're the best white cornerback, you will play.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey is proving you that he is the best running back in football.
You know,
and no one argues about it.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, it's like, you know, no one's getting pushed out, right? Your favorite player went to Mercer. That's the reason he's not in the NFL. Okay. Like, I'm sorry. And if you are a Mercer alum, I'm not trying to be a dick, but let's face it, you're an FCS team that is not that good at that level. So your best player probably is going to have a hard time making a UFL roster, and that's okay. There is not enough roster positions, right, for everybody to get one to go pro, you know? And on top of that, this is another thing Jason and I have harped on. These guys are better prepped and smarter than a lot of the people that came before them. They are getting their degrees. They are going and doing things, right? Josh Rosen, whether he got shafted or whatever, flamed out of the NFL.
Yeah.
And is now like an investment banker.
Mm-hmm.
He's fine, guys. Like, don't worry about Josh Rosen. He is fine. And he didn't get pushed out. He really wasn't that good. Sorry, he wasn't. Right? You know, like, it's just how it is, man. Like, there's not a roster spot for everybody coming out of the college ranks. And these kids know I'm probably not going to be one of those guys that goes to the next level. I'll give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. But if not, I'm going to be ready to go do something so I can support myself and a family or whatever the fuck, right? Like, they're not knuckleheads that put all their eggs in one basket, and that basket was professional sports, right? Like, these dudes are a lot smarter than everybody gives them credit for. Do you still have guys like that? Sure. Yes. There's always going to be people like that, and that's okay. You know, like I just said, they've been working towards this goal their whole life, you know, but these guys know, these athletes know. I'm sorry I keep saying guys, but these athletes know that there may not be a roster spot for them. So they're going to set themselves up for what happens afterwards. Like when people shit on the Cavender twins, who gives a fuck? They're set for life right now.
Yep. And
most of it was from social media.
Yep.
Like, why am I mad about that? I'm not, you know, like, it's just why.
No, that's the world we live in right now.
Yeah.
Like the best women's basketball player is a white woman. So it's not like black girls aren't playing.
Oh, yeah. It's like that.
Like they're not letting them in the league.
Yeah. Like that young lady at Iowa State. She's getting shit on because she's not, you know, a stereotypical beautiful. No, she's just bullying people as a freshman, averaging more points than minutes played in a game.
But that's
right?
To me, that's the sign though of, I guess, equality. Like, you don't have to fucking be cute. All these ugly niggas playing. Sorry, all these ugly dudes playing. I give a fuck. These look like a bunch of meese. I guess meese is not the plural of moose.
Well, I mean, just I wouldn't call Kawhi Leonard conventionally attractive. That guy looks lost at all times.
Look, dude, there's some ugly cats that play professional sports, and women are held to such a different standard that people are like, remember Don Imus lost his job for saying, "Oh, some nappy-headed hoes."
Mm-hmm.
That was unnecessary. You didn't have to say that because you wouldn't say that about those dudes.
No, you know, and it's just, we are, I mean, we're seeing these kids drinking far less to the point where, you know, alcohol lobbies are going to Washington, D.C. right now, begging for a government bailout to keep their businesses afloat.
Kids aren't drinking.
No, they're taking better care of themselves physically. They're trying to maintain a good mental health balance, you know, like, and I love that. I fucking love that. And I love that, these kids are realizing things are changing, and it's not for the better. I've got to be prepared to do what I have to do to survive. So I'm just saying, I'm proud of these young people for the most part. There's a couple dickheads out there. And I love seeing them challenge all these people with their nonsense narratives that these kids are dumb, that they don't know what they're doing. I think they do. Somebody already brought up, these NIL gives them incentive to stay in school, make money, they get degrees. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, let's go. Get your money from that school and those boosters when you can and get that fucking degree. Hey, better yet, get that master's degree, bro.
I mean, the sad part is, this is the sad part about NIL that no one's talking about besides underdeveloped players, is that, are the credits transferable? Like what we're seeing with NIL is very akin to what we've been seeing with AAU. And AAU, I don't know if we were ready for it. And we kind of talked about it before NIL. I know I had.
Mm-hmm. But I loved when Coach Will went into the intricacies of what went into starting AAU programs and how they exploded. Because it was I remember growing up, and I know you're just a couple years older than me, but you remember it's oh, AAU, what the fuck? And then within 2 years, it's all the best kids are spending all summer playing for an AAU.
And it didn't matter anymore about your high school team. And that's what it is, what we're seeing. A guy like Cooper Flagg is a perfect example, right?
Yeah.
He didn't play for his local high school. There's all these prep schools. It's all about AAU and Nike camps and prep schools.
Oh, bro, we knew the writing was on the wall when a sports agency starts a school.
A school.
Yeah, right? When you have IMG Academy and you're they're not doing anything school related. Come on.
I'm sure all the school related stuff they do is finance based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MBA prep,
I don't think those guys are writing a lot of papers. Yeah. But the bottom line is the bottom line is that by the time these guys have gotten to college, they're already accustomed to not staying anywhere and being a bit of a capitalistic mercenary, if you will. And I feel like that's being ignored. And we can probably do a whole show about that. And I don't really want to dwell on that too much, because I do want to talk about the firing of John Harbaugh. And I really need you to tell me why you feel John Harbaugh does not want to go to Cleveland and is not going to go to Las Vegas.
Yes, we need to talk about that. Mm-hmm. Okay, because here's the why he's not going to touch Vegas. He's not going to touch Cleveland. He's not going to touch Arizona. Okay. The only one of those three teams, and you could say that arguably those are the three worst positions open right now, right? Vegas has little to no talent on that team. What they do have is a buttload of salary cap money coming up. So, yay, right? And Alf, I agree with you on that as well. When you look at Arizona, they're not in as bad of a salary cap position as the Browns. I think they're going to have 10 or 12 million in cap room left, but they are run by the Bidwell family, and they are the absolute fucking worst. They're right up there with the Brown family, right? And then you have the Browns, who are going to go into the season with a need at every offensive line position, a need at every wide receiver position. They're going to need multiple running backs, because we don't know how Judkins is going to come back from that leg injury.
Oh, it's pretty devastating. I know that broke your heart. I didn't want to talk to you. I didn't want to talk to you.
Well, I felt bad. This is a kid that was in the running for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And, he dislocates his ankle and then breaks the bone in the leg in multiple places, so we don't know how this kid's going to come back from that. That is a rough injury. Claw, even if he's back for the season, how is he going to be able to play? He might not be game ready, man. That leg might be stabilized, and then bone might have knit itself back together, but as well as I do, in this league, you need 3 running backs, man. You have to, right? And then we still have the unknown at quarterback, right? And you guys know that Jason and I, want Shedeur to succeed there. I would like to see him play behind a serviceable offensive line with people that can actually catch a football when he throws it to him, right? Which is something he did not have in Cleveland outside of the tight ends. And because the Browns right now are $26 million over the cap, you're probably going to see a guy like David Njoku get moved out. Would not be surprised to see him get moved, and which is going to put more of that load on Harold Fannin Jr. alone, who I thought was a phenomenal pickup by the Browns, considering, his last year in college, he led all of NCAA in receptions, as a tight end and had over 1,400 yards receiving. So, it's
been a seamless transition to the pros for that man.
Yeah.
For that young man. And he's been great for the Browns. I just don't know.
But here's why I don't think Harbaugh touches those 3 jobs. John Harbaugh's record is 180, 113, and 0, right? And granted, he's only, he's 13-11 in the postseason. But the man is this fucking close to 200 wins. You know what you're not getting anytime soon if you're coaching in either of those 3 organizations? 200 wins. Okay, it's not going to happen. The Browns are years away from contending, even with a very good defense and the single season, sack king, right? That entire offense needs an overhaul. They have to find a way, 1, to get under the cap, and 2, get rid of fucking Deshaun Watson. No head coach is going to want to walk into that situation, right? Because Watson's going to be on the roster. He's not going anywhere. And what people forget, even if he gets to a point where the Browns can release him, they're still on the hook because they stretch out and readjust his contract every year. They're on the hook for like 3 additional years for this contract. Right? So this is not going to be a short-term turnaround, The Raiders, again, very talent deficient. You have you have a shit quarterback, room going into a draft where it doesn't look great, right? If you are a quarterback needy team.
I don't think so. Are you sold on the Heisman Trophy winner as being a legitimate first-round pick?
Honestly, no.
He made look, we talk about plays. He made big plays when you needed to see him make big plays. He did that at Cal as well.
Mendoza, I like Mendoza, right? I felt this year the Heisman Trophy, do you want to know what I want to equate it to? The year Gino Toretta won it.
I was going to say another name, but okay.
Right? Or the year Andre Ware won it.
I was going to say another name, but okay.
Go ahead, say it.
Sam Bradford.
Yeah, Bradford or what was
Josh
it? Heupel?
Josh Heupel.
Yeah, right. It was a year where there wasn't a truly dominant player in college football. Somebody has to win it, And I'm not trying to knock Mendoza. He is perfect for what Cignetti does at Indiana. Absolutely, just chef's kiss, right? And you got to give Cignetti a lot of credit because now Indiana's like this hub in the transfer portal. Everybody's going
some
there.
Of the players that are going to Indiana, dude. Yeah. What we're learning with the transfer portal, and this, I think this coincides with the NFL draft, is Alabama, SC, Miami, Florida had their runs. They were always able to get players from all over the country because it's like, I'm going to be on primetime television.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have an opportunity to get drafted, even if I don't start. Now it's like, I don't have to go to those places, and I can go where I'm going to get the most NIL money. And I'm looking at USC's class, and I'm looking at all the guys that are coming back. And what I originally said about NIL was, why would you not want to go to California? It's where the industry is. Even as the industry is failing, there's still enough of the remnants of it that you can be like, I want to be in movies.
Yeah.
I want to see hot chicks.
Yeah.
Don't go to fucking Alabama. Go to LA.
Well, dude, it's like we were talking about. What was it like? Well, if I go to LA, there's great weather and, like you said, hot women, and there's all these famous people. And I go to Tuscaloosa, and I'm living in a swamp for 6 months of the year.
And I get called the N-word until they find out I'm on the football. You on the team? All right, you're good. That nigger with you is not good. Tell him to go through the back door.
But this isn't a draft you want to be drafting a quarterback in. I really don't think it is. I think it's going to be kind of top heavy. Like, I'm going to do some more digging as we get closer to to the draft day and we do our draft thing.
Tyler Simpson says he's coming out now.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I saw that. It was like, I think he put out his press release at like 3:00. So I'm at work and my phone vibrates. And like, I listen to like my audiobooks and shit when I'm working. So like it vibrates and I didn't even look. Yeah, I did see that, Red. I'm really bummed, but those two are both going to probably go in the top 10 or 15. I think Downs is going to go ahead of Carnell Tate. He's literally the best defensive player in the country. Oh, dude, yeah. You're right, Claw. He does need to be like Homer Simpson and go into the bushes. But like when that press release hit Jason, like I get my phone out and I looked and I was like, "You've got to be shit."
Yeah, you're like, why? Like,
dude, okay. Stay in school, make some more coin. Honestly, I can't really blame him because can you imagine him in Tuscaloosa right now? How could you do this? You are one of us and you made us look horrible all year. You and that Caleb fella comes down from Lib, Washington.
When we had colored fellas throwing the ball, we was winning the games. They get a white boy in there. Look, man, I know white boys, white number one and all that shit, Zig Heil. But damn, can't we get at least one of them high yellow ones you had 1 year?
Hey, Jimmy, I don't think you can say yellow. I think the proper term is mixed.
Well, give me one of them half-breed mongrels. One of them fucking niggers from the islands again. Just want to be great again.
Roll Tide.
I have a very good friend from Alabama who from time to time calls me. We worked in the Gulf of Mexico together, and I hope he's watching this right now.
Oh, dude, my boy, I have a friend that's a huge Bama fan. Like he got his undergrad and his JD there. Mm-hmm. And dude, he watches occasionally. So if he catches this one, I know he's just gonna blow up my phone tomorrow. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Can you just imagine back to the whole like the racists in Chicago that have to root on Caleb Williams, the racists in Alabama that are sitting right now, not even at a bar, but at like a nice, not even at like a diner where you can like still smoke inside.
A steakhouse. Like that's a big thing down south. Yeah.
Like, God damn it, man. Get rid of Ty Simpson. Get me Shaquan. One of those big dick niggers. What was that big dick nigger that was here? Jalen, Jacob, the Million, whatever his name was. Big as fuck, that motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
Dude, you know who I'm honestly worried about is Ole Miss's QB that's like, I'm coming back. And I'm like, oh no. Because if he falls, just like, say Ole Miss just wins 10 games and they don't make the playoff for whatever reason next year, that poor kid is in Oxford, Mississippi.
You know how they say deuces when they leave? It's nooses.
Yeah.
Nooses.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, that kid, I think, has played his ass off because, you know, he's a national championship quarterback. He won a couple of them at D2 Ferris State before he transferred to Ole Miss, you know, and he wasn't even the first option going in, but he just has played phenomenal football. The kid he's a football player. But like, I've been to Oxford. It's not what you would call friendly.
In defense of Oxford, Mississippi, I will say this. In defense of you, Oxford, Mississippi. Not my first time in Mississippi, but playing in Mississippi, not in Oxford, I was asked to leave. They weren't that polite. And we booked a show a couple years later, and it was when I was in a group called La Fin Absolute du Monde with my ex, and she was very not happy with me because she remembers the fear we had in leaving Miss. I was like, this might be different. This is by a college. And we got there and we met some of the sweetest kids ever. We stayed over with them. They took us to this place, one of the best breakfasts in all of America. And they took us out to breakfast.
And Jason smashed that breakfast. And the waitress came and said, baby, you finish up quick, because if you don't, it's going to be bad for you.
But listen.
So they were nice about it.
Oxford is near Memphis, I guess. And so they found out we were playing Memphis, and a bunch of those kids from Mississippi came and met us in Memphis when we played there. And then we all went to the Waffle House. And there's a picture I have somewhere of us and like 20 some kids at a Waffle House hanging out. So I will say, Mac, I'm not going to disagree with you wholeheartedly that Oxford is not.
Eric W. said, ha, a woke oasis.
But I have met, because I know these people may watch the show and you're shitting all over us. We got you breakfast, you colored something. They wouldn't say that. I've met decent people, and they literally restored my faith in the state because it was one of the regions of the earth that I was like, if it fell off tomorrow, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, but Jason, someone said the bar seems low. Yeah, when the bar is at ankle height, okay, it doesn't.
The travesties that have happened in Mississippi in modern history. Yeah, no, it's crazy. And again, Mississippi, much like Chicago, there's a colored guy at quarterback.
Wait a minute.
Trinidad.
What's
Is he
his
one of those Mexican niggers?
You mean to tell me we missed out on a Manning again? What in the hell?
The fact that no Manning is like, we shall not go to Mississippi and play.
Sir, I tell you now, Oxford was for my father. It is not for us.
Can you imagine the Mannings talking like Civil War fucking aristocrats?
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if they do when they're like not on camera. Like Eli's like, I dare say, Peyton, you're looking a little fluffy around the midriff. Well, now, Eli, that's just unkind. You lucked into 2 Super Bowl wins. I had to work for mine.
Work? And they both start laughing.
Archie Manning comes out. Now listen, boys, I'll not have you fighting under our roof in front of your mother.
Tell the nigger maid to bring us some lemonade. Let us celebrate this glorious day.
And because it's the Mannings, it's like the Saints starting guard in the like Archie's rookie year. I told you I'd get the best of you. All those sacks I took. I said, no pulp in this freshly squeezed lemonade. Now get back in there and redo it.
Wait, why did Coach look say it? Is that Nathan J. Robinson? No, it's not Nathan Robinson of Current Affairs.
You know, Archie Manning's been to places in Oxford where he's gotten the honorary title of colonel.
and then they put the hood on him.
Yeah. Archie, for everything you've done for the city, we now give you the honorary title of colonel, and you will command our militias when the South rises. Shh. I mean, it's just honorary. Yeah. Let's go to the ball now.
The niggerless ball. We have to stop doing that.
We do.
One of these days, we're going to meet a Manning, be like, man.
It's probably going to be. It's probably going to be like Cooper, who's just like the nicest dude who got hosed because of a disease. Yeah, and he's just going to be like, listen, man, we don't talk like that. That is absolutely ridiculous. And we're actually pretty nice. I mean, you saw Eli. He's been on SNL like 3 times.
And then he sees Arch talking to a black girl. Son, please stop. No, not on my watch. No. Maybe when your mama's around, but no. Come on, don't talk to the color gal. She's got
Cooper. Are you?
Help. We don't marry them.
Jason, you're a big fella. You ever play football?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? This show should be us just teasing racist fan bases about having to deal with black people, like all the people that love Notre Dame that have to deal with their N-word head coach.
That has to be like that's got to be a champagne room. Like we can just unload Notre Dame, Ole Miss, any of the Boston teams. I mean, shit, dude. If we get down to it, Ohio State. They can be pretty ruthless.
Mac, Columbus, Ohio was the first time from the stage someone called me a racist name.
Oh, dude, I'm not surprised. You should have seen what they said about JT Barrett. Now, keep in mind, JT was a guy that Urban stuck with way too long. And especially at the end of Urban's tenure when he was just like, you know what a great play call on 3rd and 13 would be? QB dive. Let's go. But you should have seen
about young pussy. That's why.
Yeah. There's a co-ed I could be finger blasting in my steakhouse right now. QB dive. Yeah. Get that play call in before the clock runs out.
Hurry up. 3 yards and cloud of dust. I got it.
Yeah. But dude, just the amount of assholes that came out of the woodwork, just blasting him for everything other than, his actual play. It was like, you know why JT's not any good? He's a black quarterback. And it's just like, no, that is not why JT Barrett isn't any good. He's just not good to run this offense anymore.
Fuck the Heisman winners from there.
Yeah. And
Troy Smith.
Yeah, Troy Smith. And then we had Cardale. We had Dwayne, we Justin Fields. I mean, it's like, bro, that's not. If
you were a black guy that could throw really far, you went to Ohio State and were nominated for, you were up there for a Heisman. If you didn't win it, you were definitely up there.
Oh, dude, yeah. And let's face it. Look at our list of Heisman winners. You're not going to find many people that look like me.
Is there any white Heisman winners from Ohio State? No. Archie Griffin, like I said, Troy Smith. Who else won one?
Easy Eddie.
Oh, Eddie George, yeah.
Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? They don't look like this.
People also forget how rural Ohio is because you think of Cleveland and Cincinnati, and you're like, that's a couple places.
You think of the 3 C's, and you're like, yeah, man. I mean, it's got to be pretty liberal. Nope. There's a lot of space in between Cincy and Columbus, and a lot of space between Columbus and Cleveland.
and any city that you go to that used to have a factory there, Lima,
oh yeah,
Akron,
Warren,
Toledo.
Yeah, it's not pretty, guys.
You're gonna be called some racist names. As a person that's been called racist names in Columbus, Ohio, mostly.
Yeah. I mean, Claw said it best. Akron is okay, but Warren, basically anything around Youngstown, just it's not good, bro. But getting back to our coaches here, right? You've got the Giants, which is probably the job I'd want, right? Yeah, I mean, Zahir, it is cursed because it is an entire state built on an Indian burial ground.
You didn't move the graves, you just moved the headstones.
Yeah. Wait. They buried him in mounds and you just bulldozed over him? Yep. Oh. Great. No wonder my house shakes after 8 p.m. every night.
Are the natives mad Ohio State got bounced too?
Probably at this point. That's all Ohio's got is the Buckeyes, and and they play the game. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. The games called by Ryan Day, which were Big Ten championship and the playoff game against the Hurricanes, were not good.
Mm-mm.
And it's like, hey, dude, yeah. I get it. You're known for your offensive stuff. That's not your bag anymore. You're the CEO. You need to bring in another experienced play caller, right? To pick up where Hartline left off. The defense didn't look really good against Miami. Miami was really able to gash in between the guards, which I was really surprised about. And on top of that, why in the hell haven't you recruited a kicker? Because, oh my gosh, the kickers, he's just like, oh, we didn't recruit one? Yeah, just go on to campus and put up flyers for kicking tryouts. We're just going to pick the first dickhead that can hit a 30-yarder, But, like, talking pro spots, though, right? Like, the Giants, I think, would be the best one. You got a guy like Jackson Dart. Scadaboo will be back. You got Neighbors on the outside. I think that one would be more attractive. Because let's face it, you're gonna get some room to work with. What were the other ones that open up? Baltimore probably won, the Giants too. Baltimore, we talked about this early in the season, how maybe Harbaugh wasn't the guy to get him over the hump, because over the last 2 years, you look at how Lamar and Derrick Henry have been buddied up. That has been one hell of a duo.
You would think.
Like, granted, Henry had some fumbling issues this year, but the dude still topped like 1,600 yards again at over the age of 30, right? Like, he's at an age and a position where he's supposed to be falling off a cliff. No, he's still in the top 5 rushing in the NFL. But Baltimore, they need some work on defense, but I think maybe they just need, they needed another voice. Finally, I'm not saying that players like tuned him out, but you kind of get comfortable, right? And especially when, you're a team like Baltimore with a lot of talent, they do need some more receivers there to make, Lamar's job a little easier, and get that defense to play up to their potential. And Baltimore's, they're.
But we're not saying this if they make that kick.
I mean, I've been saying this for the last few years. I don't think Harbaugh's the guy anymore.
But if they get bounced out of the first round, definitely people are saying it. But what I'm saying is the onus for the last few years has been on Lamar. And they've been very close. It's not like Baltimore's been getting blown out. We have drop passes, a lot of almost that have been happening with the Baltimore Ravens.
And like, that's the only knock you can make against that front office is their inability to really draft a wide receiver one for Lamar to throw to. I love Zay Flowers.
Yep.
He is a slot receiver, though. He is not a guy that's going to be, fighting off a corner for, those deep passes. That's not him. He's a wide receiver that's 5'10", right? He's a slot guy. He's Wes Welker. He's Edelman. He's a guy that once wide receiver one takes off and he ends up being double covered, you give him the middle of the field, he can break off huge plays, right? But he's playing a more wide receiver one role with Mark Andrews, the tight end, who disappeared for whole stretches of this season.
But is that the? Here's where it becomes an uncomfortable conversation. Is Lamar the wide receiver killer?
I keep hearing guys say that, but let's look at some of the guys who Baltimore has drafted
to give
him to throw to. They haven't been great, right? They've kind of been stretches in the lower first round because the Baltimore's been pretty steady. They don't pick high, right? But like these guys hit on starters low in the draft. They are kings of the second and third round.
You can hit a wide receiver in the second, third round.
Dude, you can hit a wide receiver all the way down in the fifth. I really
Cortland Sutton to me is a 1. And
yeah, he just he fell for whatever reason. I like Cortland Sutton. I think he's good for Bo. There's a lot of young players, but I really think the Broncos going into the draft probably should look at offensive line depth, because you can never have too much of that, right? And some extra hands for Bo, right? I really think if you really want him to succeed, you can find those guys later in the draft. Amon Ra was a third rounder. You can find fourth round. Okay. Yeah. See, so like you can find help later in the draft. And usually the knock on these guys is, well, they went to a smaller school. Who gives a shit? If he can turn on the burners and burn the man covering him and catch the football, it doesn't matter if he played at a smaller school. Because you know what you can't do? You cannot teach speed and hands. You can't do that. It can either catch the ball and run, or he can't, right?
Can he get, but you know what, bigger than that, can he get open? If like, don't be enamored by the 40 time. Can he get open? What's the kid? I can't pronounce his last name. He went to Stanford and he plays for the Titans now.
Was that A.O. Menor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved him in college. Wasn't a burner, but he isn't afraid to go over the middle. He makes plays. He's played pretty good for a team that's just, a young team that's got a lot of
just absolute ass. And
that, but imagine him in Baltimore. That's the kind of thing when I'm talking about. They miss on receivers then, because he got drafted in the 4th or 5th round. He wasn't a high pick at all. And
well, it's because let's face it. If you are a good athlete and you play at Stanford, you are going to fall into the 3rd and 4th round, because it's not a good team in the system. It wasn't like it was under Jim Harbaugh, right? Where they played in a pro style. It really did highlight the players he had, right? So it gave them kind of the platform to be seen and drafted at a higher round. It hasn't been good for Stanford football for a while.
No.
So you're gonna slide, but you can still get there. I think A.O. Menor, he's a big dude. He can get up top, make catches over defensive backs.
Make catches over
and with Cam Ward there, that's something those wideouts are going to have to do, because as well as I do, Ward will go mad gunslinger on you really quick. So you got to be able to make those tough catches. And Tennessee is another one of those organizations that have not been very well run. They haven't really drafted that well. And it's kind of it's an organization in flux, and that's another team that I probably don't really want to go work at. But I would honestly, for me, if I'm a guy getting interviews, I'm praying for Baltimore to call me, like, just come on. This is going to be the easiest fucking job ever. Let's go.
Which way? Okay. You get rid of a guy like Harbaugh, but which way does that team go? Because you have some pieces in play, but you have pieces in play for today, not tomorrow. Because I don't know how long Derrick Henry wants to play.
Yeah.
And how long he can play at that level.
And you don't know when the wheels fall off, because remember the year before Peyton Manning's arms stopped working?
He had no one is can we just for 1 second, as a Bronco fan, no one has touched that season in 17 games what he did in 16 games.
Yeah.
With half of an arm. And then the next year, like you said, the arm is totally not functional.
Yeah.
He's throwing punts for the 13
years. And
they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You could win a Super Bowl with that's how good Peyton Manning is. Him throwing punts, you can win a Super Bowl. Because he knows how to get out of plays. It was me and another friend that's a big Bronco fan. He's talk about this all the time. Peyton Manning is the best at audibling to a 3-yard run instead of a 4-yard loss.
Yeah. And that's That's very true, man. You know, and the thing is, it's like Father Time gets all these guys,
Yeah,
and the thing is, you never know when it's going to happen because, like you said, you know, what the year before. You know, I hate saying his arm fell off, but he didn't have the ability to push the ball down the field anymore.
No.
Right. The year before that, he threw for over 5,000 yards, wasn't it?
54.
Yeah. You know,
58 touchdowns.
And look what happened the next year. Like you said, the guy shot putting the ball to a tight end for most of the game. You
Threw
know,
a ton of interceptions. You know,
yeah.
The one thing about that team is the wide receiver core, I felt like, was something you put together in Madden, right? Like Wes Welker, Eric Decker, Demaryius Thomas, Julius Thomas, a tight end. You had this. Noshawn played on some of those teams.
Yeah, and I mean, they were guys.
McGahee.
Those were guys. If you could just get the ball in front of them and they can catch it in stride, they would get yards after the catch.
Yeah,
right. And they had a stout running game and that phenomenal defense. You know, Red. You're absolutely right. That defense was. It honestly, statistically, it's one of the best NFL defenses to had ever played. And I would still argue with stats out of it. That's a top 5 all-time defense.
The game was a little different as far as what you could do to a receiver, and you had a position that doesn't really exist anymore, that kind of hybrid safety linebacker. But when I look at the Broncos now, if we want to talk about number 1 seeds of people, there's 2 number 1 seeds that people don't believe in, and it's the Seattle Seahawks and the Denver Broncos. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that people want to see some sort of dominance for some reason. And records are the records. They beat good teams. It's not like the Seahawks played Division II teams all year. They played one of the toughest conferences in the NFL, as did the Broncos. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Eagles. They beat.
Well, it's like we've said before. Whether you win by 1 or 100 points, a win's a win.
A win's a win, and these teams, they beat who they needed to beat when they needed to beat them. And for a team like both teams, Broncos and the Seahawks, came back from. They had games where it looked like, oh, they're done. This quarterback can't do it, and then they do it, and you're like, oh, but it was luck. And if it's like, look, dude, what did Mike Tomlin say? If my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like, who gives a shit if the Broncos were down 20 going into the 4th quarter against the Giants? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Did Bo Nix and the Broncos pull out a win? Yes. Yes, they did. It's hard to win games in the NFL. Like I've said a million times, and Jason, you've said it. Everybody knows it. These are the top professionals in their sport, right? There's no slow guys. There's no weak guys. These are the best of the best. It's hard to win games in this league. It's hard to win games in the WNBA. It's hard to win games in the EPL. These are the top players in their fucking sports, So when you get those wins, that's what counts. Period. That's what counts. And the Broncos did it. And the one game that the Patriots needed, they failed to do it against against the Bills when they blew a 20-point lead. But I will take a number 2 seed in Vrabel's first year in a heartbeat. I will.
What we're seeing with these young quarterbacks, their ability to adapt to the pro game, which we have to admit is very different. If you don't believe me, when you watch the college playoffs, watch play action. And what you'll see with play action is the quarterback's ability to keep his eyes on the field and look for the mismatches that he's supposed to look for in their spread system. Now, watch that and then watch film of Tyler Sligsby
show down in New Orleans.
Yeah. When he is in shotgun and play actions, they never have him turn his back because he still can't turn his back quick enough and understand where the people are going to be. So he's still doing play action out of the shotgun. And the reason why you can't do that in the pros is if your offensive linemen get too far in front, that's a legal man downfield. They can't be 5 yards out. So usually if you're going to see him do a play action, he's probably going to break and run. So that's what he's looking for. So that's why you see Jaden Daniels have such great years, because these guys are just fast enough that if they don't see the play that's there for them, they know to tuck it and run. And they're only looking at like a half or a quarter of the field. They're not looking at the whole field.
Dude, Jason, Klaus said it's pronounced shuck.
Look, it's going to be whatever the fuck it is tonight. God damn it.
I mean, can we just agree that that's the dumbest pronunciation for that name? Because in no language on the planet that I know of does OUGH make the uck sound. Okay, like
I told the woman I date, I was like, if Jesus is real, one of these two things will happen for me. The Broncos will play the Seahawks and beat the shit out of them, or the Broncos will play the Niners and beat the shit out of them. And if the Broncos beat the shit out of the Niners, you will have to shoot me in the Bay Area because you people are going to hate me. I'm warning you right now. You're gonna have to shoot me.
I mean, this is the thing. I think it's nuts how year in, year out, Kyle Shanahan gets decimated by injuries and he still has the Niners win between 11 and 13 games. I have no idea how he continuously does that. That catches up to you. Does it build depth? It sure does. You know who you can count on because you know someone's going down. But when you can't get your full complement of starters out there, especially in the playoffs, you know, you only get one crack at this. And you can't get all the stars to align and can't get your best players on the field, you know, like that will come back to bite you in the ass, you know?
Can we admit though that the Niners were the best team in the NFL last year?
Dude, yeah. I mean, and the thing is, I think that's a testament to how a lot alike Kyle and his dad are.
Yeah.
Because they were like, hey, 3 starters went down, no sweat, next guy up. They come in, offense runs seamlessly, defense runs seamlessly. Insane. I think the defense looks a lot better now because Saleh is back. And someone in chat had mentioned him. I don't think Robert Saleh is getting a head coaching job this year. I'm going to tell you right now. Oh, yeah. And I hate to say this, it'll be to be in compliance with the Rooney mandate. I think a lot.
Oh, because he's Persian?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not saying that to be a dick.
No, I know. I laugh
at
these like race reductionist rules. Like,
yeah,
how do we fix inequality? Well, make him talk to a Negro first.
Yeah.
But Negro first.
You know, but I think just his struggles, especially in the last few years with the Jets, are going to keep him from getting a head coaching job for a little bit. Bobby Slizzard isn't coaching material anyway. Okay, Ken. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's funny. My earbuds were just fine. Thank you.
Look, dude, before people shit on Brock Purdy, and if the Niners lose in the first round, the Purdy turds are going to become fun.
Okay.
So the mad monkeys will be throwing turds at that man.
I don't understand the why behind that, because that offense looked so different when he came back from injury.
Because he wasn't a first round pick. For some reason, there's something about Tom Brady. I don't know what kind of pixie dust he sprinkled on everybody's cornflakes while we were
Okay, one, it's not pixie dust. Have you not seen 10-2? It's jizz. It's just Tom Brady nutting all over everything.
I don't know what kind of 2 girls, 1 cup phenomenon the spell he put on all of us for 28 years that he played football. But Tom Brady, in the era of first round talent only, that's all we care about.
Yeah.
A 6th round guy has this story that people get behind. Maybe it was the whole thing. 9/11, the Patriots winning the maybe, but Brock Purdy has a very similar story. How can you not get behind the guy? He seems to be a decent human. I've never heard anything bad about him in the Bay Area. And
yeah,
when he plays pretty well. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, and he has full command of the offense. You know, and that's what a lot of people don't realize, that a lot of these coaches, will literally, 2 Toms, 1 Brady. Yeah, it's exactly what it is, McRubs. But they will dumb down their offensive packages real quick. Like when a quarterback's struggling, they're like, "Fuck this, we're gonna." Like it's like Tony Stark in front when he's designing something in Avengers. He's just like, no. No. You just see, plays getting wiped off the board. But Purdy knows that offense, right? He knows it front and back, and he puts the ball where it's supposed to go. I mean, he has shown, like Red already said it. He's shown he can play. He is a professional quarterback, And I think the biggest knock against Purdy is he didn't go to a blue blood program. And whether Brady split snaps with another quarterback or not, he did. Right? But it's just, if San Francisco, I don't know if they're just like, maybe, I don't know if Levi's is built on a native burial ground or not.
It's built, and I think Intel is next door or something.
Yeah, but like they need to do something with their strength and conditioning program.
Oh my God.
Right? That has to be something to do with the amount of injuries they sustain every year. Like if I'm Kyle, one, I'm regrowing my beard because he should not be running around with a shaved face. No one can take him seriously without some scruff. He looks like he's 12. But I'm looking at how can I save games lost to injury? Well, that is strength and conditioning. These players take much better care of themselves than the guys that Jason and I grew up with, where guys would be on the sideline with like a beer and a cigarette. They're like, "Hey, defense just picked it off." Quarterback's like, "Oh shit,
fuck this."
hey, water guy, hold this beer. I'll be right back for it. But these guys take care of themselves now. So what is the team doing that isn't as good? Like where these guys are getting injured all the time. Oh, dude, yeah, Red, you're absolutely right. The Lions have been just decimated by injuries. It seems like year after year. That was a big thing this year. And it tests depth, right? Which goes back into is the front office finding that depth to keep this team running in the case of injuries. And this is going to be a bigger issue as we're going to 2 preseason games and expanding the regular season to 18.
Jesus.
Right. And that's going to happen. Here's the thing that everybody, knows that this is my, it sticks in my craw, but we're seeing another big push for more publicly financed stadiums, right? We're seeing it with the Chiefs moving to Kansas, with the Browns moving out of downtown Cleveland into, Berea. There's going to be some more teams that are looking for new stadiums. I don't know if you guys have seen, these stadiums are getting smaller. They're not getting bigger. They're getting smaller. And are these teams losing ticket revenue? No, because what have they done with the price of the tickets? They just raised them concurrently, right? Because the whole point of the NFL now is not to get people like me and Jason and Red together to where we can make enough to go see a game. They don't want us there. They want it to be an event where we can say, hey, that's Dua Lipa. And guess what? She's not in a skybox. She's down on the, she's down in the rows. Right? And Dua Lipa is the only woman that can afford this fucking ticket. Like that's how it is. And we're going to see it happen more and more often. The sport that I am most worried about, where it's really going to affect, is baseball, because we saw them go from cavernous stadiums to like 40,000 seats. I wouldn't be surprised if that next round of stadiums isn't like closer to 30.
Yeah.
And the ticket prices are really jacked up. And you got to think, you're dealing with that 81 times a year. And this is a sport that's having a hard enough time getting asses in seats outside of like Los Angeles, Boston, New York City, right?
So you're going to see more Japanese players.
Oh, I think you probably will.
You're going to see so many more. You're going to see Malaysian guys. You're going to see a lot of.
You'll probably see more guys coming over from Korea. I don't know if you saw, Jason, but the Guardians signed the first Italian pro from the Italian Professional Baseball League. Signed him to a minor league deal today.
Because the Dodgers showed you And it's not like that was the first Japanese player you've ever seen that played really well. Hideo Nomo. I mean, he came in the league. It was very hard to hit. But the all-worldness of Shohei Ohtani and the performance he put on, and not just the regular season, but the postseason as well.
I mean, we can argue this all day, but this past World Series may have been the best one in the last 20 years.
Easy.
And I'm saying this as a guy who died a little bit in 2016, when the Guards lost to the Cubs in 7 games.
Were they the Guardians then?
No.
Okay.
It's just they're the Guardians now, and I'm going to address them properly.
Well, I mean, you also have those native kids.
Yeah, I do have those native kids. I do.
Kicking in the door right now.
Oh, it would be my daughter, definitely. My son would just be like chiding me like, "Dad, remember they changed your name." God, him and his sports ball. My daughter would be like flying through the door like, "Oh, what's up, white man? Trying to diminish us again?"
So yeah. Max says, and don't give him shit about it, because you don't have native kids.
Yeah, and trust me, and I really love that my daughter is really wanting to get involved, like with things on the res, with meeting other Catawba, and my son's just like, yeah, if I get around to it, I will, but like I'm not gonna go out of my way. Yeah.
No, dude,
but
it's crazy how much a game costs. I think we're going to see more international players in baseball, and we're going to start seeing more white running backs in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's especially with the transfer portal being what is, right? Like you got guys moving up from D2 to to FCS or FCS to FBS. And let's face it, you've got a lot of powerhouse teams in the Big Sky states, right? Like North Dakota, North Dakota State, South Dakota State, Montana State just won an FCS championship. A lot of those guys are going to be looking to move up. And I'm telling you again, most of those guys do look like me.
Size and all. Like,
right? Yeah, but yeah, I mean, and especially now with the Power 2, they know that I can recruit these guys, but they can leave next year. Mm-hmm. So I've got to be able to balance recruiting in high school and pulling any talent I can from any school, right? And this is where we're seeing the SEC fail because, like Jason already alluded to, they would recruit stockpile talent. And guys like Saban would say, hey, you are going to sit for 2 years.
Yep.
You'll play your junior year. You'll win a national title. You're going to be a first-round NFL draft pick. And kids would be like, bet. I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. Now they know, well, maybe I don't want to go to Bama. I can go play at South Alabama for a year, rack up some yardage in the Sun Belt or Conference USA, and then transfer to another program. And it doesn't have to be Bama based. I can go anywhere I want if they want me. Mm-hmm. And so like, we're probably going to see a lot of, what was it? Yeah, it was Howard. Howard University had 2 kids who literally only played organized football for 2 years, Jason, and they're starting at the FCS level. Both of them came from, I believe, one came from Benin and one came from Nigeria. Like they were just like, fuck it. I played there, in this football league at home. Mm-hmm. I came here to go to school. Mm-hmm. I want to get in on this. And these graded out very well for FCS. Would not be surprised if you see him transfer in a year or two.
That's what you're talking about is everybody's model, right? And again, I think Cam Ward is the dream model, but we have to remember that everybody can't be Cam Ward.
Yeah, and the thing is, I will say this. Oh, Virtuoso, I just want you to know that super chat is a chef's kiss of a
Virtuoso said, what's the over-under on hit by pitches in that eventual World Baseball Classic game between the U.S. and Venezuela?
The Venezuelan pitchers just start dinging motherfuckers. But I will say it's easier for a quarterback to do it than it is for an offensive lineman to do it, right? Because whether we want to, boil it down to something so simple, offensive line play is a team within a team game, right? You've got to be able to gel with those other four guys that are playing to your left and right. And that's really hard to do in the set amount of practices during the spring and summer. So you might excel at a smaller school, transfer to a bigger school, and then you find yourself sitting. That actually happened to quite a few guys that played, excelled at FCS. They barely got any playing time when they moved up, but give them a year to, learn the system, strength and conditioning, all that, and then go into the 26, season. You're probably going to see a lot of them excel as well, right? It's just harder for them to do that. Quarterbacks.
We're seeing a lot of quarterbacks get just totally, what do you young people say, chopped?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to be chopped.
Yeah. And it's because these kids want to play. They want a chance to earn while they're in school in order to improve their draft stock, right? Because there is a horrible lack of good quarterback play in the NFL. And this isn't like this isn't like it was, when Jason and I, when we were growing up, because we're old, you have a lack of dominant offensive line units. And quarterbacks just take a beating these days because these defensive ends are fucking incredible hulks, dude. I'm sorry. I mean, they are. They are fast as shit. They're strong as shit. These guys, the quarterbacks take a beating. You have to have a good dude not to cover down on one game anymore. You need a guy that might have to go 5 or 6 and keep your team floating until your starter's back, right? Mm-hmm. Look at San Francisco. Case in point. The offense looked different in a good way when Brock came back, but did they really miss a beat when Mac Jones was under center?
That's
no.
What I'm saying about good quarterback play in the NFL. I don't think it's a knock on a guy to say there's a lot of guys coming out this year that are going to be quality backups.
Yeah, I mean, and dude, even then, I just wish we could get past the point, especially talking about football, where we try and dissuade these kids from playing in a smaller league for a little bit. Having game film is important.
Mm-hmm.
And you throwing in shorts in the red jersey in a practice, that's not real game film. Go play in the UFL, go play in Canada, go play somewhere for a year or two. Say you just don't get drafted, go play, get some game film, get it in front of a general manager. You never know. They might call you.
But how many kids now are transferring 3 or 4 times that have no game film?
Oh, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's the new,
again,
you can't, not everybody's going to be Cam Ward where you go from was it D2?
FCS. At Incarnate Word. Yeah.
To a smaller Pac-12 program when it was still there at Washington State to Miami. Yep. Same thing for Fernando Mendoza. He played at Cal and he went from Cal to Indiana.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Can you imagine Mendoza though? I mean, one, your last name's Mendoza and you're going to go to Bloomington, Indiana from California, from Berkeley.
He's from Miami though, right?
I think so. Yeah.
But
can you just imagine that culture shock? You've got people smoking weed downtown Berkeley at the bookstore. Just, hey man, great sports ball. And then he goes out to Indiana and they're like, what's this? We're getting good at football? Huh? Wait, Mendoza? Ugh. He's one of those illegals taking a white man's job.
Call ice on him.
But again, Cignetti knows what he's doing. That man just wins and he puts his players in the best position to win.
If he fucks around and wins a championship, Mac, is he the best coach you've seen in the last 10 years?
Easily. And
it's a whole different era of sports.
Oh, dude, yeah. And this is an older guy. This is what people don't realize. This is an older dude that was like, things are changing. Let me lean into it. right? He took what worked at his smaller programs and tinkers it everywhere he goes. James Madison had no business winning 10 games in their first year in the big boy level. No business. He did it. Right?
What is he doing?
You know? Well, I mean, this is a guy that for years was used to working with like 2 stars, 3 stars, the occasional 4-star, and putting teams together, right? See, and now what he manages to do, he did it at James Madison, he's doing it at Indiana, where he's recruiting enough guys to kind of put that glue in, but he can be like, okay, oh, you don't want to play at Miami anymore? Cool. Blink. Oh, you don't want to be in Michigan anymore? Got it. Boop. You just plug him in. And especially now where Indiana's on the map for football.
That just sounds crazy, because if you ever spent time in Bloomington, Indiana, it's not a thriving metropolis by any stretch of the imagination.
No. Like you leave campus and it's just cornfields.
Yeah. It's not. I don't know what people think it is, but whatever you think, it's not that. Like whatever you thought it was, no. And you're getting kids transferring there in the portal now. And I'm like, wow, that's saying a lot.
Dude, you want to know what other school is really killing it in the portal right now? Duke
played a great game against Arizona.
Yeah.
That's a great game.
Dude, Duke, ACC champs this year. This is not what you would call a thriving football metropolis either. This is another basketball school,
all
right?
Schools, yeah.
But they are just, it's just like Cignetti's doing. Just, oh, you're good.
But this is why I don't mind seeing Duke in the playoffs, because all that shit people talked about. Do you remember when we were younger, the talk about sports, the problem with the NFL was parity. We're tired of seeing the Niners every year. It's always the Niners and the Bills. We need more parity in the league. You finally have your parity. And in college football, you're starting to get it in spades. And then you have these people. And I think this is what I think the problem is. And I don't know if you agree with me. When we had a bowl system where it was just get to the bowl game.
Yeah.
All right. We're 6-6. We made the, oh, fuck it bowl. And now we're going to play in the oh, fuck it bowl. And then maybe you gave a shit about that. But when it was, let's just say like the 80s era of bowl games where you didn't have that many, New Year's Day was still a big deal. And that was it. All the games were played the week, maybe 2 weeks before. And then New Year's Day was the culmination of the big games. And you watched all these bowl games. Ooh, who won the Orange Bowl? Who won the Cotton Bowl? Now none of that shit matters anymore. And you have a lot of the punditry class and a lot of the gambling class. They don't give a shit about any of that stuff either. They're like, just give me the champion. Because there's money on these games, yeah, but not like there's going to be money on the championship game. And all we care about is a champion. It's winner take all. And that mentality has really, to me, hurt certain aspects of the sport.
Yes, I agree with you there. The thing is this is one of those things they could have prepped for, but because Miles Brand was a fucking spineless weenie, he didn't. NIL has been coming for, it was honestly on the way 10 years before it hit. Like the writing was on the wall. The NCAA was losing a ton of court cases. You had the court case from the College Football Players Association, which was an upstart union of private school athletes, because they were the only ones under the law at the time where the rules didn't apply to them, right? We knew it was coming. We saw the shift with realignment, with the ACC. They essentially kicked off this whole thing when they raided the Big East, right? And then the Big Ten came along and was like, hey, Nebraska, Rutgers, Maryland, come on down, let's go, And then we saw it just snowballed after that, right? Honestly, if the new president of the NCAA, and I can't remember what the hell his name is, if he actually had any balls, right? He standardizes the NIL rules as an NCAA thing, not conference to conference. You standardize it for everybody. And then you go to the players and say, hey, listen, you're getting paid. We want you to get paid. But what you need to do now is form a union and start collectively bargaining.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because I don't know if you saw Washington's quarterback, University of Washington's quarterback.
Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah.
Entered the portal, and now the school is suing him because he had just re-upped an NIL deal.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't start collectively bargaining and locking this stuff into, a legal contractual framework, we're going to start seeing more and more of this, right? I think that it kind of behooves the players to do that. Will some of them lose some money? Yes, but other players will get some more, right? So all in all, I see that as a win overall, okay? But on top of that, this new NCAA pres also has to just go ahead and say, all right, there is no group of 6. There's just these teams. They're going to have their own national championship. It'll be the teams in these 2 leagues. And it's the Big Ten. It's the SEC, right? For that group of 6, you have a whole other national championship because the rules don't really apply to them, right? They're the ones that are going to struggle to try and keep up with the power 2. So why make them?
Mm-hmm.
You already have a separate champion, for FCS. You already have a separate champ for D2 and D3. Okay. You take the college football playoff as is, and you just apply it to the power 2. You can call it the Super League, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? Then you take the bowl structure. Okay. Get rid of all it's going to be the number 7 team from the SEC playing the number 6 team from, Big 12. No, fuck that. You take what's left of that bowl structure. You allow that group of 6, those teams in the group of 6, to develop their own playoff if they want, or if they want to kick it old school, just go to coaches voting, whatever those schools decide, right? And ESPN, I know you own like fucking 38 out of the 41 bowls. Have them pick the best ones from this group.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have an actual playoff. Okay. And by actual playoff, I mean, you take the winner of the league, and you just do it by rank. That's it. No more politicking. None of that bullshit. Are the Big 12 and the ACC going to scream and hoot and holler? Sure. Hate to tell you this, dude. The SEC had a run where they 8 national titles in a row. The Big 10 could possibly do another, 3 in a row here this year. Is Miami there? Absolutely. But let's not sit here and act like Miami's been a national power for 20 years. They haven't. They've been a fucking ACC team that's barely floated in that league. And that's not a league you could call.
It's been a recent thing for Miami to kind of have this resurgence, and we don't look at them as the Miami of that era of the 80s, 90s, and I guess the 2000s.
And I'm sure we're going to see more conference shakeups, but why allow that to continue to happen? Just rip the Band-Aid off now. I mean, the best thing for college football would be to do that and have promotion and relegation, because what do you always hear? Well, the conference championship games are not exciting anymore because you're just going to get, the Big Ten and the SEC are going to get 4 teams each in. Well, make it exciting. Add some promotion and relegation.
Why don't you? I think you were right last time when you said the teams that win their divisions, that's who goes to the playoffs, like every other sport.
There should be no fucking committee involved.
But the problem, Mac, is that people, again, this is what I was trying to say. Nobody cares anymore about who wins because they go, well, they're not that good because I don't think they played the right people. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. That's what it's all about. They played who they played, and now we'll see who's the best, right? The Pac-12 played the best teams in their division, and the Big Ten played the best teams in their division, and they met up on January 1st in the Rose Bowl, and that's what it was.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's people want to poo-poo the loss of this regionality. Again, the regionality ended with the Oklahoma v. NCAA case in the early 80s. It ended then.
Mm-hmm.
When you could watch Oklahoma from your comfy lazy boy in fucking Boise, Idaho, or Cleveland, Ohio, or Miami, you know what I mean? When you could have a national reach, you're not a regional team anymore. You're not, right? When you start expanding the bowl season and putting bowls in kind of non-traditional college areas, it's not
Where
regional
weather
anymore.
is a factor.
Yeah.
Oh no, dude! Look. We both agree that there was too many bowl games because it was a kind of a weird cash grab. Get back. New Year's Day felt so awkward to me because I was like, there were so many games that were played that were big the days before.
Yeah.
We're missing
what they really have to do too. After conference championship week, you don't have a week off and then play the second round of the playoff. Don't fucking do that. There's no, I mean, I know we want to look out for the health and safety of the athletes. D1 programs have rosters of over 100 people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They can deal with that a little more than, say, the NFL team, which has half as many spots, right? But you know, I'm with you. Like, I don't want to hear, well, look, James Madison got blown out. Well, dude, I hate to tell you, every fucking first round game was a blowout. And
Alabama got blown out. So fuck them too.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I want to see James Madison. I wanted to see Duke in the playoffs. That's the fun of this game. And when you guys there's so many people that don't want to see that. I'm like, well, why don't you want to see that? That's what we wanted to see for so long. We complained about seeing the same teams over and over again. But if you look at culture in general, we can't do a movie with an original idea unless it's a recycled intellectual property. Music sounds like 1999 still with all this, candy-coated pop stuff. So it's like we're stuck in a rut. And I'm like, well, there was a time where we wanted to see a certain amount of parity and new and interesting matchups. I loved watching Boise State beat Oklahoma when they were like 3 touchdown underdogs and run trick plays. That's the fun of college sports.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy because, like, we have a basketball tournament where the Cinderella aspect's a huge part of it.
That's
right?
What they love about it.
But for whatever reason, for football, we don't want it. Like in the FCS national championship game, you have Montana State, which is it's a powerhouse in FCS. But then you had Indiana State, which wasn't even ranked going into the playoff, and they're playing for a national title, right? That brought eyeballs to that game. You had in D3, you had a team playing for the D3 national title that hadn't won more than 3 games before the season in like a decade, right? So, why wouldn't we want to see some odd teams? You're going to have blowouts. That is just part of it. But what is it? That horrible Oliver Stone movie that I just love, Any Given Sunday. It's true. Any given game day, you can have an upset. So why wouldn't you want that? I don't want to see if the playoff expands, to 16, which it's probably gonna. I don't want to see 5 Big Ten teams and 5 SEC teams. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a 9-3 team in the playoff. I don't think, a team that wins 11, 12 games, but because they play in the Sun Belt, they should have a chance to get in. Why should they be left out over 9-3 Alabama? I don't get that, especially how Bama's played for the last few years.
Or any of the, if you lose your championship game, I don't want to see you in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If that's what it's about, we're going to take the champions of the league to take the champion. Don't do this whole, eyeballs won't be on the game is supposed to sell it, not the teams in it. The game sells it for college basketball, works real fine. You know why? Because no one, even the people that are huge college basketball fans, they don't know who the fuck half these players are. No one's watching the game that closely until the tournament time.
Yeah.
And even then, you're not watching all these like way out of their conference. You don't know what Santa Cruz is doing.
Yeah, and the thing is the basketball tournament's going to be expanding again. So,
Jeez.
well, I mean, you got to think there's 310 teams in Division One and NCAA basketball, right? There is no lower level; they're all under the D1 label. So, 68 teams going to the party out of 310. You know, like they're like, there's more money to be made for this shit. Like, and it would give smaller teams more access.
In the gambling on college basketball.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
That's when secretaries get involved. Like, I like the colors of their jersey.
Mm-hmm. You know, but you know, it's just I want this committee out of it. I hate it. I think if you win your conference, you should get in. I don't give a shit what conference it is. You know, and you know, that's just how I feel about it. Someone brought up the movie Heat, and I actually had to watch the bank scene multiple times for a tactical course I was in when I was in the Army, because
you're lying to me.
No, because it was the perfect example of the peel breaking contact. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to believe that.
No, dude. When they hit the bank and they get compromised, and you see how they staggered themselves. Mm-hmm. So the lead dude would fire, the end dude would peel off and start firing, and the next person would. And that way you never cross into your buddy's fields of fire, right? And you just keep peeling back to points of cover, so you can continue to engage whatever's in front of you while you can still move people out of a kill zone.
This is not AI, by the way. This is a real child. I can't play the sound, but she is moving to the beat. But that's not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to play this this is Mac's revenge on Red.
Give me you slant-eyed yellow bastard. Take him to Detroit. No!
Oh man, dude, the thing is, Jason, he was just going to send him to like Tallahassee, but when he threw out the horrible racist slang, he was like, bitch, I got something for you. Just points his finger.
Just drop you off. No, not Detroit.
I'll stay in this shithole jungle base you have. Oh my gosh, don't send me to Detroit.
So this woman is making food.
I can see that.
I don't think her butt's real.
There's no fucking way, dude. Because there's no like, I'm gonna see, this is what kills me about the physics of all these fake asses that are around now. Yeah. It's like, you went and paid for the fake ass. Why didn't you at least pay for some calf implants as well?
And some thighs.
You know?
How bad did your real butt look? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I'm sure your real butt was fine. It was probably like kind of goofy, a little squarish. That's fine. You didn't need to have all this extra butt. That's too much butt.
Yeah, and it doesn't look right.
It doesn't look right.
It's not proportional in a bad way. That's all I'm gonna say. You know,
it's like, dude.
Snackweight said, "How can a cook afford a BBL?"
They're cheap down here. I told you they're less than a couple hundred. You can get them for a couple $100, brand new ass. Grandma's gigging. Again, we can't play the music, but I'll just give you a little bit. There you go, so you know what song it is.
Granny,
look at that.
You need to relax.
You wouldn't smash. You're lying.
I mean, I know I'm gonna
totally smash.
I'm gonna get like a juice box and some string cheese afterwards, which is. I mean, I'm all right with that, you know.
Somebody said, "Show the white girl in a robe from last."
Oh God, do I want to know?
Oh my God. This was funny. This said this guy learned about Latinas at this very moment. Look at it. Look at his face.
He is so happy. He is so happy right now.
He figured out the Matrix. He's
Jason, he got home and he's like, Mom, Dad, I'm moving to Peru.
Jordan, how was your trip to South America? I'd like you to meet Maria.
Yeah. This is Maria. We're gonna get married. She's gonna make me some beautiful babies. She cooks really well, but it's very spicy. It's
very spicy.
I was having trouble eating down there, because I made the mistake and I drank the water and I wasn't ready for that at first. But so I spent a lot of time on the toilet until, Maria got me back up to snuff over here.
Bad Lefty says, looks like the first time I took ecstasy. Just look at his face, bud. Look at
Dude, he's the happiest man alive. And I envy him for that. I want to
so happy.
I want to feel that happiness again. He's just.
He totally dumped his white girlfriend. He came right home and was like, it's not working, Megan.
Listen, Megan, one, I've never enjoyed how you spelled your name, Meghynn. I mean, come on. I met a nice girl down there. Her name is Esmeralda Luisa Lopez Castillo.
Oh, Mac, this one is titled When You Had a Baby with a White Woman and You Ask Her to Sing Your Baby a Lullaby.
Oh.
Hey, baby's tired. You think you can sing him a lullaby?
Yes.
Nigga, my nigga, you're my nigga, say it, nigga.
So that was beautiful, but not quite that little kid coming out of anesthesia beautiful.
Oh my God. That little kid coming out of anesthesia, I send that to Bert Cooper every so often. I'm like, this is still you at the dentist.
I mean, kid truly had the voice of an angel and just bust out that note and held it. He held
it for so long. Oh my God. That is one of the funniest. I saw that and I just dropped the phone.
Oh, dude, I mean, that's the thing is we laugh, but that's happened is some dude was like, excuse me, what?
That kid just, because when you look at the dentist's face when he does it, it's just like, I can't work on this kid right now. Like, he's just,
that's when he just like he takes his gloves off and he scrubs out and he just goes and sits in his office and it's just like, it was so beautiful, but oh my gosh.
Oh my God. How? Of all the things you hear these people say when they come out of anesthesia, Mac, catfishing with bangs.
Oh. I was not prepared for that.
Would that be a turnoff for you if they popped off the bangs?
If they popped off the bang, yeah. Because that's not a 4-head, that's a 5-head.
Damn.
That is a tarmac for multiple aircraft landing.
Damn. I said she should go full Kimbo Slice. Oh my God. Somebody said her hairline looks like Jerry Rice when he played for the Raiders. Oh my God. Oh.
Jerry Rice's hairline on the Raiders was bad, but then you saw when he was in it. When you saw he was in a Seahawks uniform, you're like, Jerry, just take it down, bro.
Let it go. This is funny.
I'm just so fresh and so
Oh no. My favorite is the gif of Kanye just
Somebody's wrote hashtag me too. Can you tell, for people listening on the audio show, can you tell them what that sound was?
That was somebody doing, I believe it's called the helicopter, which is usually dudes with that are packing heat, just moving side to side to slap it against their thighs.
Mm-hmm. And he made a song out of it.
Yeah.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse out there in these streets, I found this video as well. Hold on. This is real. This is a video, for those listening, of two Amish young ladies who met two young men.
Mm-hmm.
Two black guys came up to us and we shook hands, and it was the first time I ever touched a black person.
So what brings you guys out here?
Just to, see the beach. Heard it's nice. Pennsylvania.
I think they were awesome. Like, they were interested in where we're from and what we're doing, and they were cute little black guys.
You guys kosher? You guys Jewish, right?
No, we're Amish.
Amish, oh.
For most Amish people, a white girl should not date a black guy. My mom actually said that you don't see one kind of birds hooking up with another kind of birds. I'm like, yeah, that's true.
These two black guys came up.
Where I'm from, it's not far from like Amish country.
Oh, you're from that part. Okay.
Yeah, and there was this BP gas station that had like really big bathrooms, and that's where the Amish girls on Friday night would sneak off, go change into like regular clothes, and then go to all the parties, and then sneak back home before like sunrise on Saturdays, right? And the craziest thing was, it was a football party, so it was right after a game, and all the guys I played with had older brothers, so they kept like all our alcohol needs were met, they were met. And this group of like 10 girls shows up. We don't recognize them, but we're like, fuck it. They know the area, so they got to be from here, right? And my one buddy, that he was a fullback like I was, and he didn't play much that game, so he's like, dude, I'm hooking up. He's like, I gotta bust a nut. I got all this energy. Typical teenage dude stuff. Mm-hmm. And like within 10 minutes, he just takes this blonde girl and disappears, and we don't see him for like 3 or 4 hours. And she comes up to us. Now, keep in mind, we've been like smoking weed, we're drinking. None of us in our right mind can drive. None of us. And she's like, oh my gosh, it's like 11:30, midnight, whatever it is, right? We need a ride to the BP on 45. And we're like, what? Who's at the BP on Route 45 right now? And she's like, no, like our ride is meeting us there to take us home. And we're just like, wait a minute. And dude Rupio looks at her and goes, Amish, just like that, dude. and my homeboy, like we had the Whitmore brothers, and Pat was this hulking man. To this day, like I will never get over how he literally spoke like Hulk. He's like Pat Lakes, like that's how he spoke. Yeah, see Claw knows. And he didn't drink a lot, like hardly at all. He just liked to like watch everybody. He was a people watcher. So he had this like bright red S10, right? You got to think Chevy S10s were not big trucks. And it had like the one little door that opened, like a suicide door, and that little flip seat. So like he had a girl in the front seat next to him. One kind of just scooted over, one dropped the seat, sat in that. And then there were like 6 or 7 other girls in the bed of a Chevy S10. And he's just taken off to go to the BP on 45.
Drop the Amish off.
And drop the Amish off. And he ends up coming back all butthurt. And we're like, Pat, thanks for doing that. He's like, I don't want to do that again. And we're like, why? He's like, I didn't get anybody's number. And we're like, dude, they don't have phones. We're just like, next Friday, just meet them there after the game. And he's just like, oh. And that was literally who he hooked up with through football season, was just strictly Amish girls. Yes.
I mean, they seem pretty intrigued with it, but black guys, they're delicious little chocolate men.
Dude, an Amish woman on Prison Connect would be the show's white whale.
This is what I sound like when I'm singing in my car.
Wow.
That is literally me singing all the time. I was like, oh wow, they figured it out. They totally figured it out. That is literally me. No, we can't play that. I need you to explain this for me because I'm confused.
I will do my best.
Okay. I feel like you have had your fair, maybe not you personally, because you were in the military, because you live in a town that is so filled with strip clubs.
Oh yeah.
You
That's
understand.
fair.
You understand certain behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
Stop hitting me.
Get the camera
Stop
out
hitting me.
of my fucking face like you're some saint!
Then quit hitting me.
Leave me alone! You're a liar and you're a manipulator! All you want to do is keep taking fake ass videos, but you won't record.
You gonna hit me? You gonna hit me some more?
No,
That's how you. I know.
Man, I can't wait for you.
I know. Will you stop? Fucking stop!
Keep playing with me! I'm not fucking feelings! No! Just put the phone
No,
down!
if you stop, I will. No, you won't fucking stop.
Is this cracker splaining with Mackage? Yeah, can someone cracker splain this to me?
We do have an over preponderance of strip clubs here, but like that.
God dang. What?
I just feel like that dude probably has gotten his ass beat by her a lot. I mean,
he's got a whole Instagram channel dedicated to it. Someone says the meth is strong.
Yeah, if she's not on meth, she soon will be. Oh yeah. Yeah, this one's the Anakin Skywalker of meth.
The midichlorian count.
Yeah, her methachlorian count is very high. Her methachlorian count is so high, she wasn't conceived. She just showed up one day, just made out of meth.
Yeah, I love this comment, but he won't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is not acceptable behavior.
No, that's gross, bro.
Cracker splaining that's a new segment. Whenever I see shit that I don't understand,
you need to find the whitest shit you can find, and then we can do like a cracker splaining.
This is pretty like I don't.
That is just domestic abuse.
Someone said I love this for him.
You know what? I feel like that's somebody that knows him and he's kind of a shithead. You know,
look, no one does that out of the blue. Like you had to do something.
Yeah.
To piss her off.
And on top of that, again, I feel like this is behavior she's probably guilty of more than just what he filmed. And you just said he's got a whole channel that's dedicated.
It's like her punching him and like losing her shit. And
yeah.
I'm like, first of all, why do you keep recording this, dude? Like it's not working. It's
yeah.
And like she's stopping hitting you.
Why are you staying with her, dude? Like,
yeah, just fucking leave. Like, no. Is she really the thickest? Because
I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. There's a couch at my buddy's I can sleep on if I don't, because what if he doesn't own that place? He's like, man, she lets me stay at her place and she just beats the shit out of me all day, but the bed's really soft and she gives it up every so often.
Move back in with your mom.
Yeah,
get a job. The rapping isn't working out for you. Let it go. I don't know what to tell you. That sounded really racist.
Yeah, but nothing is worth getting the shit beat out of you, like that.
Yeah. Virtuoso says no pussy is worth the trauma.
No,
it's really not.
No,
it's really not. And that goes both ways, right? Like we watch these women.
No dick is worth the trauma. Dick is worth.
These women were like, I dated 3 dudes in prison. I'm like, wow. Okay. Also, white people. It's just like black people. Look at that, dude. I did. Look at him recording. Look at him recording.
Wow.
Look at that. That's on the job site. He's texting to people. Hold on.
Yeah. Yo, my cousin would love to see this. Just
look at you.
Yeah.
Everyone is like this now. Recording the fight. Don't record the fight.
Don't record the fight.
Don't record the fight.
All right, you got time for one more, and then I got to go to bed.
Okay. Hold on. We got some good. Okay, this is a good.
Yeah, cast cells, baby. Ring on me with blessings. 4, 3, back and front, shake that ass. Hey, boom, come on. Yeah, you go. Pop it. Yes, baby, I love you. I love me. Hey, pop it. Last time.
Eric said yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Is that like stripper size? Like what?
I don't. It's a workout. It's a workout class.
I love how we could talk about, I don't know, I guess good representations of like role models and shit. And nothing kills me more than hearing raining blessings all upon me while she's like trying to show me her vulva. I just want to go up to her and be like, he may shower you with blessings, but is this what you want to be doing when Jesus comes back?
I think Jesus is totally pro that. I think Jesus is coming back like fucking stunner shades on talking about where the hose at. Here's another one of yours. She's in
Center County Correctional Facility, Pennsylvania. Oh, it's April S.
Why did you say uh-oh? Why did you say uh-oh? Why did you say uh-oh?
Because when you open up the Prison Connect thing, it's her on a stripper pole. That's trouble. That is just
everyone. All of these are always trouble. I'm at a point now where I'm just collecting all of these. Is this trouble?
Oh yeah. That is definite trouble, dude. That is, you're gonna have a great night, but you're probably not going to have a wallet the next morning.
Oh,
maybe even keys. Yeah, that's
maybe
gone.
a kidney.
Just wake up in a bathtub full of ice. Like, God damn it.
Have you seen these people that they're doing that, right? They're trying to set these dudes up, but these dudes have Ring cameras. Have you seen the footage of that? Did I send that?
No, I don't want to see that. That is frightening.
They try to set this dude up. These two girls met a guy at a bar, and they told him. So Tony says Jason has fucked up baseball cards. I have one baseball card left to my name. And what do you think it is? It's behind me. You can't really see it.
It's Will Clark.
No, I don't have any of my Will Clarks anymore. They got eaten by rats.
Oh.
What do you think it is? I bought this off a homeless guy here in Mexico. What do you think it is?
Dave Dravecki.
Ooh, that was close. No, this guy did play for the Giants.
Oh, okay.
But a decade before Dave Dravecki.
Oh shit. I don't know, dude. My brain is not working right.
His son is not a Hall of Famer, but he's one of the greatest hitters of all time.
Oh, Bobby Bonds?
Bobby Bonds. I have a Bobby Bonds for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, look at that beautiful head of hair.
The 1980 Bobby Bonds. He hit 5 home runs with 24 ribbies. But this is the only baseball card I have.
And it's a Bobby Bonds Cardinals card where he probably appeared in like 60 games.
It's a Bobby Bonds. Yeah. A Bobby Bonds. So if you have any old baseball cards that you'd like to send my way to be part of the nostalgia shrine that is behind me, feel free to send them. I would love to have all of your Robin Younts and Dan Plesac's, Bobby Thigpens.
I'm gonna just send you like the late 80s Cleveland cards I have, and you're like, Mac, who the fuck are these people?
Greg Swindell.
Oh, dude. The Governor, Jerry Brown, Pat Tabler, Brooke Jacoby. You ready for this one? O to be McDowell.
O to be Young Again McDowell.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave you guys with this lovely spoken word poem.
His hands around my waist, lifted up my dress from behind, and started licking down the crack of my ass. He pried both of my cheeks wide open with his rough, huge hands. I could feel cold and hot air as he blew inside my asshole. Then the wetness, his thrust, his tongue deep into my ass, licking all of my anal walls. He sucked and licked and slurped and tongue, going from my pussy to my ass and then back up again. He pressed deep down into my pussy, shaking his head back and forth. I felt like the facial stubs all over my I felt the facial stub all over my pussy, and it felt glorious.
Oh, bro, where did you get this audiobook from? The way you talking about?
Is that the poet laureate of the United States?
The poet laureate.
That's how you get pink eye. That's what you get, snack weight.
I got pink eye just listening to that.
Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah. So here, this has been Audible. We hope you enjoyed your audiobook.
What did she say? He cracked my ass open and blew into my
with his two huge hands. That's just
oh, there you go. So have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. We want you to crack. Just get in there.
I want you guys to enjoy the show. I'm glad you enjoyed. Oh, Mac, before you go, hold on. This was hilarious.
Because you ain't got a big enough dick. Your dick ain't big enough to hurt me, nigga. I've been telling you that for years. Is this your first time hearing that? Is this your first time hearing that? Niggas that got women hurt, dick is big.
You gonna really do me like this?
We're done here.
You gonna really do me like this? Long as I've been with you in bed.
Carrie,
long
we're done here. Cry in the car. Cry in the car.
You gonna really
be a man. Get up off your pussy. Get up off your pussy. And you got to go, dog. Period. Well, this is over with. What man will want to sit around? Well, man, this over with, dog. This over. Get off your pussy. Nothing.
Have I ever heard it you?
No, because you ain't got a big enough dick.
Wow. Yeah, bad left. Yes, and go cry in the car. Be a man.
Drea said she's not very nice at all.
No. Oh, that hurt me. And then the whole go cry in the car.
Yeah, everything she said was really mean. There wasn't one nice thing she said.
No. And honestly, I don't ever want to meet this person.
I never want to meet that woman.
No.
Ever. If I found out she was my aunt, I was like, I'm not going to go to that family function. I'm good.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I just want you to know I love you. I'll catch you next time. But
someone said, who's the glasses chick up next? You guys are fucking degenerates.
And she's holding a rooster.
Do you see what it says?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a woman holding a black rooster, and it says, when Santa misunderstood your wish. So
yeah.
Yeah, virtuoso. And good night.
End scene.
And scene. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mac. I'll have to find more poetry for you.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she's very active in the local coffee house scene.
I didn't know what to say when I saw that. I didn't know how to react when I heard her read those words.
She's descriptive.
She's great at her job.
Yes.
She's great at her job.
Yes. And that's all I'll have to say about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if anyone wants to leave messages. Can you imagine if we had a number people just
we set up a new Gmail account called I felt it on my asshole at gmail.com. You can send any questions, anything you want.
If you guys want to leave message, but it's just dudes. It's just it's calling reading the same thing.
Dear Jason and Mac, I too am an erotic poet. Oh no. Oh no.
The sound of his thick meat hitting the back of my behind.
He bent me over, and as I heard his sibber descend, I felt what felt like a small club hit the back of my cheeks. Oh God.
He was clean shaven, but left a little bit on top of his dick, kind of like a mustache when I blow him.
It's like his penis has an afro. It looks strangely like a 1980 Bobby Bonds baseball card.
The sight of the tuft of hair made me harder and more erect than I'd ever been.
Jason and Mac, I'm writing this to you from prison.
So here's like a bonsai tree. His mangina was shorn like a bonsai tree. Thank you, guys. And we're going to go. Let's go, Mac. Ready?
Yeah, ready.
We are
out.